The champagne glasses clink as I stand in the doorway, watching my best friend celebrate stealing my life. My promotion, my future. The corner office I'd worked 60-hour weeks to earn now has her name on it. Elise Harris, Senior Vice President. I'm Tegan, and until yesterday, I thought I knew exactly where my career was heading. Funny how quickly certainty turns to ashes in your mouth. "Oh my God! You actually came!" Elise's voice cuts through the party noise. She glides toward me in her perfect black dress, champagne flute extended like a peace offering. "I wasn't sure you would, given everything. Wouldn't miss it for the world." I accept the glass, forcing my lips into what I hope passes for a smile. Quite the turnout. "Brock really knows how to throw a party," she says, gesturing to our boss, who's holding court by the window. He catches my eye and quickly looks away. Coward. He certainly does. I take a careful sip. Remember when we used to talk about which one of us would make VP first? All those late nights planning our careers. Something flickers across Elise's face. Guilt, maybe? But it's gone before I can be sure. Things change, Tegan. You know how it goes. Right person, right time. Right connections? I ask softly, her perfectly mascaraed eyes narrow. You should probably go. This isn't for you. No, I agree. It definitely isn't. I excuse myself to use the restroom, but instead slip into Brock's office. His laptop sits open on the desk, typical arrogant carelessness. Next to it, a small thumb drive with Elise's initials. My hand doesn't shake as I pocket it. Back at the party, I raise my glass in Elise's direction. She's laughing at something Brock just said, her hand resting casually on his arm. 6 years of friendship, and I never saw the snake beneath the smile. But that's okay. I'm done being blind. And by the time I'm finished, they'll both wish they'd never underestimated me. My hands tremble as I plug the thumb drive into my laptop. File after file appears. Confidential strategy documents, personnel records, product development data. Things Elise shouldn't have access to. Things she'd asked me about, casually, over wine and takeout. Just curious about the Henderson account, she'd said one night. You're always so thorough with the numbers. The memory makes me sick now. A soft knock interrupts my thoughts. It's Paisley, the junior analyst, hovering in my doorway with red-rimmed eyes. "Can we talk?" she whispers. "Privately?" I lead her to the empty break room. She clutches her coffee cup like a shield. "I saw you at the party," she says, "and I need to tell you something about Elise." I'm listening. She made me share information, threatened to tell HR I made mistakes in my reports if I didn't. Paisley's voice cracks. "I'm so sorry, Tegan. I should have said something sooner." "How long?" 6 months. She'd ask for little things at first, then bigger ones. Always so nice about it, you know? Like she was doing me a favor by keeping my mistakes quiet. My phone buzzes, an email from an anonymous address. The attachment shows security camera footage, Elise in Brock's office after hours, perched on his desk, his hand on her knee. The timestamp is from 3 months ago. "She played us all," I tell Paisley, "but that stops now." "What are you going to do?" Before I can answer, Elise appears in the doorway. "Having a little meeting without me?" Her smile is razor sharp. "Paisley, don't you have that report due?" Paisley scurries out, leaving me alone with the woman I thought I knew better than anyone. "Careful, Tegan," Elise says softly. "You're looking a bit unstable lately. People are starting to notice." "Are they? Or is that just what you're telling them?" She shrugs, turning to leave. "By the way, Brock's looking for his thumb drive. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?" My heart pounds, but I keep my voice steady. "Not a thing. But I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere interesting." "Interesting documentation you've provided," Quinn says, spreading the papers across his desk. 5 years since we dated, and he still can't meet my eyes directly. The promotion criteria clearly weren't met. "Really? How surprising." I keep my voice neutral, professional. Inside, I'm burning. "Tegan." He finally looks up. "Did you know about the falsified performance reviews?" "I do now." I slide another folder across his desk, along with some fascinating email exchanges between our new VP and her mentor. Quinn flips through the pages, his jaw tightening. "This goes beyond irregular promotion practices. Where did you get these?" "Anonymous source." Not technically a lie, but everything's verifiable through IT. "You know they'll figure out you're behind this." "Let them try." Back at my desk, I forward another batch of documents to HR's anonymous tip line. Each click feels like justice. Martin from HR passes by, looking flustered. "Quite the mess we're dealing with," he mutters. "Need any help sorting through it?" I offer innocently. "Actually," he hesitates, "could you pull the qualification records for the VP position? All candidates?" "Happy to." My phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. "Playing with fire, little girl. Better watch your back." I'm about to delete it when my mother's name flashes on the screen. I haven't spoken to her in 3 years. "Tegan." Her voice sounds older, tired. "We need to talk about Elise." "Mom, I'm at work." "It's important. It's about her father, and you." My stomach drops. "What about her father?" "Not over the phone. Meet me tonight. There's something you need to know before this goes any further." The line goes dead as Elise walks past my desk, that familiar smirk on her face. But this time, something about her features catches my eye. Something I've seen before in old family photos. "Everything okay?" she asks sweetly. "You look like you've seen a ghost." "No ghost," I reply, just starting to see things clearly for the first time. "Davis Harris," my mother says, sliding an old photograph across the coffee shop table. "Elise's father, and—" She takes a shaky breath. "Possibly yours." The man in the photo has Elise's eyes. My eyes. "You had an affair?" "It was more than that." Mom's fingers drum nervously on her cup. "I was young, ambitious." Davis promised to leave his wife, help me climb the corporate ladder. Sound familiar? My coffee turns sour in my stomach. "When?" "The affair ended right before I found out I was pregnant. Davis. He made sure I was quietly transferred to another department, then let his wife handle the rest." "Handle it how?" "She spread rumors, made my life hell. I had to quit." Mom's laugh is bitter. "Maren always was good at destroying people. Like mother, like daughter, I suppose." "Does Elise know? That we might be sisters?" "No, but she knows enough about her father's past to use it. She's been digging up old company records, Tegan, looking for leverage." I think of the thumb drive, the personnel files. She's been busy. You need to be careful. The Harris family, they don't play fair. Neither do I. Not anymore. My phone lights up with a message from Quinn. Found something in the archives. Old HR complaints about Davis Harris. Multiple women. I have to go, I tell Mom, standing. Tegan. She grabs my wrist. Whatever you're planning, remember she's had years of practice destroying people, and she learned from the best. In the office, I find Quinn waiting with a stack of files. Your mother's name is all over these, he says, and look who handled the complaints. I scan the signature at the bottom. Brock Wolf, HR Manager, 1995. He's been covering for the Harris family for decades, Quinn says, and now his protégé is my sister. The words taste like ash. Half-sister, maybe. Quinn touches my shoulder. Are you sure you want to keep pulling this thread? I think of Elise's smirk, my mother's broken career, Paisley's tears. Oh, I'm just getting started. Heard you've been having trouble sleeping, Elise announces loudly as I pass her office. Brock mentioned you seemed unstable in yesterday's meeting. 3 other executives turn to stare. My face burns, but I keep walking. Just concerned about you, she calls after me. As a friend. My email pings, a meeting request from HR. Subject, wellness check. My hands curl into fists. She's trying to push you out, Paisley whispers, catching up to me. I saw her in your office last night, going through your desk. Did you now? I took pictures. Paisley glances around nervously. And something else. The security footage from Brock's office. She tried to delete it, but I backed it up. Before I can respond, Quinn appears. We need to talk. Now. In the stairwell, he shows me his phone. Elise hired a private investigator. They found your medical records from 3 years ago. The anxiety medication, I say flatly. After Dad died. She's building a case that you're mentally unfit. Telling people you're obsessed with her, unstable. A sharp laugh echoes through the stairwell. We turn to see Elise leaning against the door. Discussing my favorite paranoid employee. She smirks. Don't worry, Tegan. HR takes mental health very seriously. We'll make sure you get the help you need. Like you helped my mother. Her smile falters for just a second. Careful. Dragging up ancient history might make you sound delusional. Not as delusional as someone sleeping with her married boss to get ahead. Prove it. She steps closer. Oh, wait, you can't, because that security footage, tragic server malfunction. Really? I pull out my phone, play the video Paisley saved. Looks pretty clear to me. For the first time, real fear flashes across her face. You're making a mistake, she hisses. No, you did that, when you forgot that other people can play dirty too. She grabs my arm as I turn to leave. I know about the DNA test you ordered. Now it's my turn to smile. Good. Then you know what comes next. Don't do this, she pleads, mask finally cracking. You have no idea what you'll unleash. Actually, sis, I say, watching her flinch at the word. I'm counting on it. The office erupts in chaos as the mass email hits every inbox simultaneously. Security footage, email exchanges, financial records, everything. Elise and Brock's affair, the falsified promotion documents, the years of covered-up complaints. You've got some nerve, Brock snarls, storming toward my desk. 2 security guards trail behind him. "Sir, please come with us," one says firmly. "This is ridiculous. I'm the senior VP." "Not anymore," Martin from HR announces, emerging from the elevator. "The board has called an emergency meeting. Both you and Ms. Harris are suspended pending investigation." Elise appears, mascara streaking her cheeks. This is all a misunderstanding. Tegan is clearly troubled. "Save it," Martin cuts her off. "We have copies of everything, including your father's history with the company." The elevator dings again. Davis Harris himself storms out, face purple with rage. "Where is she?" he roars. "Where's Tegan?" "Right here." I stand, keeping my voice steady. "Looking for someone to intimidate, just like old times?" "You entitled little." He stops, noticing the crowd gathering. "We need to talk, privately." "No more privacy," I say. "No more quiet transfers or buried complaints. Everything comes out now." "You don't understand what you're doing," he hisses. "Actually, Dad," I emphasize the word, watching him pale. "I understand perfectly." Elise pushes through the crowd. "What did you just call him?" "Ask your mother about 1995, I tell her. "Ask about the accounting clerk she destroyed. My mother." "You're lying." But her voice shakes. "The DNA test results are in my inbox. Want me to share those too?" Security begins escorting Brock out. He points at me, shouting, "She stole company documents!" "No." Paisley steps forward. "I provided those documents as an official whistleblower." Quinn appears with more security. "Ms. Harris, please surrender your badge and laptop." "This isn't over." Elise spits as they lead her away. "You're right," I call after her. "The board still needs to hear about your creative accounting, the kind our father taught you." The office falls silent as Davis grabs my arm. "Honestly, sis." He sneers. "You're exactly like me." I smile coldly. "That's what I'm counting on." "The DNA results are conclusive," I announce, sliding the papers across the conference table. The board members lean forward, while Elise shrinks back in her chair. "This is harassment," she protests weakly. "She's obsessed with destroying me." "Like your mother destroyed mine." I turn to the board. "The pattern goes back decades. Ask Mr. Wolf here about the complaints he buried in 95. Brock tugs at his collar. "That was before my time." "Really?" Quinn interrupts, placing another file on the table. "Because your signature's on every dismissal, including the one forcing out a pregnant accounting clerk." "I was following orders," Brock stammers. "From Davis Harris," I finish. "Your mentor, and Elise's father, and mine." Elise suddenly bursts into tears. "I didn't know about any of it. Brock pressured me, threatened my job if I didn't—" "Save the performance," Martin says. "We have your emails, the blackmail, the threats to other employees." "The board has reached a decision," the chairwoman announces. "Mr. Wolf and Ms. Harris are terminated, effective immediately. Criminal charges may follow." As security escorts them out, Elise stops at my chair. "Happy now, sis? You've ruined everything." "You did that yourself. I just exposed it." Later, Quinn finds me packing up my desk. "The board wants to offer you the VP position," he says softly. "Of course they do. Nothing like a whistleblower to improve corporate image." "Tegan." He touches my hand. "We could try again." "Us." I pull away. "Too much has happened. I'm not the same person." "I know." Neither am I. My phone buzzes. A text from Mom. Found this while cleaning. You should have seen it years ago. The attached photo shows a letter, dated my first week at the company. Dear Tegan, be careful who you trust. Elise Harris isn't who she seems. I should know. Her father destroyed my life, and her mother helped. Don't let history repeat itself. Love. Mom. What will you do now? Quinn asks. I look around the office where I've spent 6 years chasing someone else's dream. Start over, I say. Somewhere without ghosts. I stand outside the building, watching the cleaning crew remove Elise's name from the corner office door. My corner office now, according to the board. The thought leaves a bitter taste. Ready to go? Mom asks, holding a box of my things. Almost. I check my phone one last time. Elise's downfall is trending on LinkedIn. Her carefully curated social media presence has vanished, replaced by news articles about corporate corruption and nepotism. Paisley approaches with tears in her eyes. I can't believe you're leaving. The company needs fresh blood, I tell her. People like you who'll do the right thing. Even when it costs us everything? Especially then. Quinn appears with my last box. The investigation's expanding. Davis is facing charges. Brock's wife is filing for divorce. And Elise agreed to testify against both of them in exchange for immunity. He pauses. She asked to see you. Tell her she can read my witness statement like everyone else. Mom touches my arm. You know, you could stay. Take the promotion. You earned it. I look up at the towering glass building where I spent years fighting for recognition. No, I didn't earn this. Not really. I just exposed the truth. Sometimes that's enough, Quinn says softly. My phone buzzes, a message from Elise. We could have ruled this place together. Real sisters, real power. I type back. We were never sisters, not where it counted. Last chance, Quinn says. Sure you won't reconsider? About any of it? I think of all the late nights, the sacrifices, the person I became while pursuing revenge. Some victories aren't worth the cost. The setting sun catches the building's windows, turning them to fire. Inside, another ambitious young woman probably sits at her desk, dreaming of corner offices and power moves. I delete Elise's number and turn away from the building. You know what, Mum? Let's get coffee. I want to hear about 1995. All of it. No more secrets. She smiles, linking her arm through mine. It's a long story. That's okay, I say, walking away from the shadow of glass and steel. I've got time.